staying all night. I think that's a proper. This weekend I will. This weekend. Okay, so somebody had requested this, I'm going to assume that it was you, Aaron? For this personnel session here with the employment?
Well, I think it needs to be addressed. I don't know if I requested it, but yeah.
Personnel.
All right, I'm gonna wing this and see what happens.
Oh, personnel committee, yeah. Larry and I. Let's do it.
You ready?
Let's go at it, buddy. Take the lead, I'll follow.
Aaron and I, members of the personnel committee, became aware of the situation we had with Public Works. We have Mr. Wagner, who has been an employee for some time. He has stepped in and taken over the duties of the foreman, and the foreman's, since the foreman had left. So in the past month, he's been doing those duties at his current rate. Based on his experience, his knowledge of the city, his knowledge of the residents, and all the equipment that's present, Mr. Buchanan and I did some research. He actually went through and did research on all the municipalities and in the area on salaries of public works foremen and their second in command. We had a discussion on what we felt was proper for this position, and our discussion was that Mr. Wagner would be appointed to the position of Public Works Foreman for a salary of $20 per hour. In the past, we gave a stipend for the right to know coordinator and for the recycling coordinator. In our agreement, we decided that we would roll those into that $20 an hour, so there would no longer be a stipend for that. But with his completion of the schooling and getting the proper credentials for either one of those, we would increase his hourly rate to $21 an hour. His hours would be 40 hours per week. Summertime hours would change a little bit. Would be from 6 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., which would give him a half hour for lunch, which before was just a straight 8 hours. Now we're going to make sure that there's a number of times they never ate lunch. We're going to make sure that he gets a half hour for lunch.
Yes.
In the winter hours would change, and they would be from 7 a.m. until 3:30 p.m. Let's see what I put on this.
It'll be almost like a to-do list, like
Yes,
a job log, what, you know, what needs to be accomplished this week, this month, on top of your
It's gonna
regular.
be a schedule.
A
What's gonna
schedule.
be
Mr.
done.
Wagner and I
There's
have
gonna be a
done this in the past.
Yeah.
Time sheet that's gonna be,
It's gonna say, you know, cut down tree, first that, it's gonna have a list of things that need to be accomplished that week, that have to get done.
We have done this already in the past, where we actually wrote out a list of what we felt was items that needed to be completed. And this is done not just as somebody sitting up here saying, this is what I need you to do. This is something that is done based on conversations with the people that are actually doing the jobs, of what they feel is proper. We get information from the residents that what they think needs to be finished. We make a decision and we put those things on a list. And in the future, there will be a list every week, so that at the end of that week, we'll have an accounting of actually what was being done by the Public Works Department. So it's pretty much a justify your existence type thing. At the end of the month, those four weekly reports would be turned into his monthly report. Let's see, I touched on the salary, I touched on on this morning for the right to know.
What about, mechanic work? Are you,
Whatever I've done before, I've
do
done
you fix the
mechanic.
brakes?
Yes, I can do brakes, I can do
You can
oil,
do
I can
basic.
do basic maintenance on, I can switch alternators, starters, anything like that that we would send out for somebody else to do at $80 an hour for labor ones. I do that in-house.
Give me some other examples of what you've been doing.
Change a tire, plug a tire, change the lawnmower blades, sharpen the lawnmower blades, anything
Well,
that's
that's all
mechanical.
routine stuff there.
That's the same thing. I mean, what else?
You
do you-
weld.
Basic maintenance on the truck. I can
Cut with a
I can
torch.
take out the transmission fluid, clean the screens, put in new.
Yeah,
You should
you know,
have.
We
stuff
should have
that.
a welder and a
Yes,
torch.
and with time and I understand the budget, we will get a welder and a torch and all that, hopefully, where I can do more work in-house to save money. Sending stuff out is gonna cost us a lot more money. And, you know, I've hands-on learning with the Air Force. I have a lot of mechanical training. I'm a maintenance worker for the F-16s. Yeah, that's all I do.
Working on the F-16s here, though.
What's that?
We don't have the F-16s here.
Exactly, we have a lot more dumber, so I'm working with,
Not
you know, $1 million
complex.
pieces of
Don't think
equipment.
you're putting that in the budget.
No,
You're gonna
no,
get F-16
of
in.
course, I would love to, but, you know, and like they said, the list will be provided to me, I will have it done, you know, weather depending, you know, if I need to do certain things when it rains all week.
Right.
You know, we will
obviously.
discuss that and it will be addressed and everybody will be aware of it. I need help, summer's coming, spring, fall,
Yeah.
leaf cleanup, cutting the shoulders, I can't cut them alone. There's days I need somebody else here. I could roll into a ravine, I can get hit by a car, you know, a branch could knock me out because we have yet to cut back our roads. And then I'm trapped in the woods and nobody knows where I'm at.
There's some things that we're looking into, I'm looking into, I'm discussing with Aaron, but quite frankly, there are some aspects of things that I'm looking to, contract out with the county, and grass cutting is one of them.
Well, that's gonna come at a cost, as everybody would figure.
We have to
Well,
weigh the.
You weigh it out, of course.
You weigh it
You know,
out.
and I would
Paying
like-
emergency management people for $11.25 an hour, let them cut grass instead of paying the county $12 an hour, plus cost of the machines and cost of gas
That's
and
not-
insurance.
And another point to
You
hit
know, when
on me
I'm
getting
paying
help.
$11 an hour, Larry, means to bring that up. One of the things that I wanna say, all right, I wanna get a handle on this here. I think the handle's really been blown off the lid. I know that there's a resident in town over here.
I haven't been doing a proper job over the last 2 years.
You want to talk, or do you want to make time on that for me?
I don't know, you seem to be doing all right on your own.
Well, thank you. One of the things I want to bring up is the position that we have has always been in the past a part-time position.
Oh, jeez.
When there were all the roads that were oiled and stoned, or maybe just not even improved whatsoever, we had a retired individual that would take care and maintain the entire city in 20 hours. I know that things have changed, but then again, the maintenance of the roads that we have, for the most part, nearly all of them are asphalted. The cutting of the grass, that's, most people cutting the grass in front of their house. We have nearly double the amount of houses since when I first started on city council. And so many residents are cutting the grass in front of the house, so there's
My grandfather was on public works as a full-time employee foreman 40-some years ago. So I know there used to be a full-time foreman way back when.
well, there was,
He died on the job in the city, so I know for a fact he's a full-time employee, and was.
There's a lot of different things with liability.
Now,
Insurance
it's
now,
way
I'm
more
not supposed to
complicated.
get out of my truck on a roadway without someone.
Don't do it.
Correct.
And I have not.
Don't do it.
I'm not allowed to use chainsaws, side of the road, anywhere.
Don't do it.
Cut side shoulders.
I understand
I'm
all
just
that.
trying to protect the city, and I wanna do the job to my fullest extent that I can with the tools and the people provided.
Bless him.
And I understand, it might have been like that, but codes and liabilities and insurances and everything wasn't the same as it is now. Everybody's watching somebody around here, I think we can all know that, you know? So I know I'm under watch, I'm under gun, I wanna do my job the best that I can. And that's all I'm here to do. I'm not here for any political gain or
I
nothing
think,
like that,
I
I'm here to
think
do
you
my
want to do
job.
your job to the best of your ability as well. I would just really like to establish some procedures, quite frankly, John, because there's some things that were going on, not that you were commanding them, but you were following the lead, and I didn't agree on the way that certain procedures were done around here. I would like to be able to have these conversations with you so that I'm fully comfortable to make an appointment to that effect. That's all I'm saying. I mean, you're here now, you're gonna, you know,
That's
I don't have
fine.
any
And
intentions
anything that
of,
involves
I don't have any
public works,
intentions of cutting you.
I want to be involved with.
You're gonna be involved in that. That's
Okay,
gonna be
and,
a
you know,
three-way
policies,
conversation.
procedures, that has to go through the whole committee. It's not gonna be a one-on-one with me and
So
yourself.
that's exactly what I just
Myself and
said.
Aaron.
It's gonna be with
And
Aaron,
myself.
myself, and you. Okay, we're gonna sit down. There's several procedures that I would like to see place, because quite frankly, from what I have seen in the past, and you're not the problem to this, but I did see a lot of unaccountability. And I would like to be able to implement some accountability to this position here.
And that's fine.
Simple.
And
Think
was
I
just
can
doing-
count on you.
I wasn't in the lead, and I apologize to the people with the dirt roads that we did not get to them. I was not in charge, and I promised the residents, that's why I wanted to make this open.
Yeah.
I want everybody to know that I'm here for the residents, I wanna do my job.
I just
So I'm gonna
also
address
let you
all
know that
those
I'm here for the
problems.
residents as well, because people are gonna hold me accountable if there is certain things.
Just
that are
like your name's
unaccountable.
on it, so is mine,
That's
even
correct.
being on
That's
public
right, as
works.
long as your
So,
hands aren't tied, you can do your job.
Exactly, and that's why I need help.
So you're not appointing him?
That's
Aaron,
right.
what day will you be available so that we can come over here at the earliest convenience to start this procedure? Does it gotta be done in the evening when you're done
We're
working?
gonna finish addressing
What did we discuss?
this.
We're talking about this issue right now as far as getting together with procedures that we're gonna start following.
Okay, but we have to finish what we're doing here first. You can set up your procedures
Can we
whenever you want.
approve, make him the foreman, and then set up next week
What
the
that's-
procedures?
That's what I'm saying, I wanna make sure that we're all gonna be on the same page
Absolutely.
together before I make an
He's not
appointment.
gonna
You know, I wanna
appoint
be
him.
comfortable with what I'm doing here, and right now, I just wanna be sure that we have some accountability measures that are gonna be put into place. In the past, Aaron, I'm sorry, but they weren't.
Oh, no, I'm not debating that for a second.
There's a lot of things that I can, and I'm not gonna sit here and start going to the past. I wanna move forward, but the reality is, I do have some procedures that I would like to see in place.
I'm sure.
Okay, and I wanna discuss them with you and with John.
But can
together.
we, instead of, we'll discuss next week, and get with John, can we,
You can, that's my nomination.
can we?
He's not gonna do it.
Time out. Can we approve
Yeah.
this tonight, so that he doesn't have to go another month without it? Like, without,
Well, that's another thing, I mean,
can
He
we,
wants
we
can
just
somebody
didn't
else.
give a significant pay raise, and we're giving yet another one. I mean,
but,
it's always all about, we gotta keep giving raises, I'm trying to keep costs.
but the former foreman made upwards of $60,000.
Well, that was insane.
You hired him.
You hired him.
What was happening back then, and then the way things turned around, were entirely different, Aaron, from what I had originally,
I understand it, but we're
Intended.
still getting him at a premium cost. I mean, from $60,000, $20 an hour, what is that? $41,000 a year.
Make the motion,
For
Josh.
a foreman?
Yeah, make them.
That's a
motion?
discount. Cause
Well,
if the former made 60,
does
and the
maintenance
current's
on
gonna make 40,
vehicles?
we're still
was
saving
a way-
$20,000,
it was
as
a
well
way
as
of-
health benefits. He's waiving the health benefits with
He doesn't wanna hire him.
$69,000.
How do you like that, everybody?
but I think that there's also compensation with the health benefits.
There is,
I have
it's a
to sign off
percent,
on
he has to
that.
sign off,
Has to
he
sign
gets
off.
like
Get a small
$3
amount.
grand, something like that. So it's saving the city $6,000 on top of the
No,
20.
it's supposed to be 12,
Make the
and I'm
motion.
getting 3, so it is
It's
not.
supposed to be 12, you're getting 3.
Saving 9.
So he's saving 9, as well as the 20 on salary. So you're saving the city almost $30,000. You're from here, you've been doing the job part-time, and for the past couple months, you've been doing the full-time position at a cut rate.
It's a deal, make it.
I don't let him get away, I would turn around and walk out if I know
We
what,
have to fill his position, if he
Really?
leaves
Talk
tomorrow,
about that
we have to fill the position, we have to,
I'm sorry you don't
we have
like
to advertise at least $25 an hour, I'm sorry, Larry, you keep going. We have to advertise $25 an hour, plus help
We
benefits.
don't have to ask about it.
That's the going rate for a foreman in public works.
We have 2.
You have to have someone in charge. I'm sorry,
Lowest,
I'd like to make a motion
charges a
that we adopt resolution 46-2018. Ratify the hiring of John Wagner Jr. as the full-time public works
You voted for
foreman.
him.
I'll second it.
yeah.
Wait a minute, Fred's.
For who?
Given this form of government and given what the statutes say, this is one of those positions where the mayor does the nomination with the advice
And
of
he
the
don't
Senate
want to.
council. That's
Because
just
he
the way it
wants
is.
somebody else.
Again, this comes from our form of government. Specific statute says an assessor, tax collector, attorney, clerk, treasurer, or such other officers as may be provided for by ordinance shall be appointed by the mayor with the advice and consent of council. This is an established position in our salary ordinance, and it's a position that the mayor nominates to.
You don't want to.
It's not a salary position.
Listen to this.
It's an hourly rate,
It's an
but
hourly
still,
rate.
it's an appointment that
It's
I.
not he's not a salaried position, right? He's an hourly worker.
It is an ordinance position.
You could increase the salary for the laborer.
It's not open to the public.
I mean, I think we're gonna come to an agreement. I just feel like he should get his just due, and then we work out the details.
We don't have a choice.
I mean, 'cause
Going off
if
of
he
the
doesn't
average
go by our
of,
rules, Joe,
going off of the average of the
If he
local
doesn't-
foremen, I'm making less than that.
if he doesn't abide
It was
by
$8,000.
the guidelines we set, he can get written up and terminated.
I understand all that, but you know, as far as one of the things that I'm aware
Here we
of,
go.
I know an employee that has just gotten his 25-year silver anniversary with the county.
We talked about
Making
this, Joe.
$35,000 a year.
I don't care if he works for the county, that's his choice, he chose to work for the county. I don't care, sheriff's departments don't make that much either, and I get they risk their life, but he didn't choose to be a sheriff. He chose to be a public work employee, and their standard is here. It's not his, you can't compare apples to oranges, it's gotta be apples to apples.
If I make the nomination tonight, would the council be okay with $20 an hour? Just leave it at that, that's what we've had in the past, in the previous, and I think that, you know, that's.
$20 an
I
hour,
think.
Not 21, but $20
$20
an
an
hour.
hour.
To start.
Yes.
and then you're gonna appoint a right to know and a recycling coordinator?
That's gonna be inclusive of his pay. $20 an hour, and that's gonna be inclusive of any of your duties. There's not gonna be any extra compensation that's gonna be given for right to know or anything like that. That is part of your job.
Is that acceptable, John?
Well, since
As a
you
matter of
want
fact,
to go by
that's
part of
actually-
my job, please
As
understand.
a matter of fact, that's actually even in the personnel.
I would like to do my job fully. I'd like to make the call to the states to clean up their shoulders. I'd like to make the call to fix the potholes on Maple to Perriman. I'd like to do my job. I don't need you stepping in and doing my job.
That's
if
not
you can-
micromanaging.
That
Well,
is
he's telling you.
micromanaging.
If he's
It
promoted.
I want to do my job. If you're gonna
That's
pay me
his
that, I
position.
want to step up and do it all. So you can go do your mayor jobs, go do your painter jobs, whatever you need to do, so you can go be a union person, you go do gun range. I'm here to do this job. I don't need other people volunteering to do my job or you stepping in as mayor to do my job. I need help to do my job.
Well,
That's
sometimes
another
when you have to
part-time.
deal with the state, you know, it's.
I understand that. Let me try
let 'em hear
first.
it
If I need a problem, I'll be like, I'll have the mayor call you. Mayor, you need to be here. I heard there was a problem. That's when I need you to step in. That's the only way I'm gonna take this job.
I don't have a problem with the extra certifications for the dollar. It's $1.
No, not at all.
$1.
Takes extra time out of his day and week. Paperwork, if more paperwork has to be done and compiled, he has to go to classes
Lots of laughs.
to do that. It's worth $1.
We were already in agreement, 20, now just went back up to 21.
Well, no, on
No,
paper,
you weren't in range, you were.
it says 20
I said 21 right from the beginning.
with the fact that he gets the certifications, puts him at 21, still puts him at 43,000 minus the help, and he doesn't take help.
And the closest public
Closest
works
yeah.
foreman on there is
Port Republic.
Port Republic, which is
And I've
48,
9?
49.
That's Public Works Director, which is a,
Port
Public
Republic
Works
is the
foreman.
foreman. I spoke personally with the Port Republic.
not the director, it's the.
Some of them,
Director's hired.
some of them are supervisors, but a lot of them on the list are foremen.
And I wonder if they do maintenance to vehicles and weldings and all that.
so John, you're comfortable that you're able to take care of all the equipment as well as maintenance on it?
Maintenance, yes, but I do need help.
Who do we have who do we have for backup for mechanic?
I know they go to the Neville's or whatever in Mays Landing. Depends on what piece of equipment. Tractors, they go to rodeo.
Don't you have a brother, Mr. Sheehan? You have a brother that has his own shop?
Right.
Yes, our
I
trucks.
heard he's really good.
Our trucks
Yep.
over there
I
as
heard
well.
he's real good.
We've had this-
And we've had his work before on our truck. Which I'd be more than delighted to go to him. He's
I
a real
wouldn't
good
have a
person.
problem with that at all. I've heard a lot of good things with your brother, pretty decent, so I would prefer the favor that route, shop locally rather than taking it in.
Exactly. But I do need help, and I can't rely on calling in emergency management. They have rides they go to, they have jobs, you know. If I'm calling them up, I'm in an emergency, you know, and most of them aren't available. And most of them tell me to call somebody else who
You can make
at
do
one point wasn't allowed.
for the time being by yourself, or making those phone calls until we work out the,
No, I know, I need
Details?
to, you know, at this window now until I get help.
yes.
If there is a problem, I'll either call emergency management, call the fire department, depending on what the problem is.
Okay.
Road, tree in the road or something like that. Other than that, I need somebody in here at least, I would go for 24 hours.
I think
Because
a
I
couple
can
days
break
a week
that
would
up.
probably be okay. Like, here's an example, John. I mean, this is the way that I would operate my shop. Yesterday, you're riding around and you're doing an inventory of all the streets that have to have the trees cut.
The shoulders cleaned off before I can start cutting.
Because where all the trees are laying down or whatever.
Yes. that's
Rather than
fine.
ride the whole entire town, take a chainsaw with you and you see that street, let's get that one
Can't
done.
do it
You
by
can't do it
himself.
by himself.
If you had help,
If I had help,
once
exactly.
again, you know, I'm saying,
I'm making a list of things to do. I want to hit the ground running as soon as I
I'm
get
trying
help.
to
in
see, I'm trying to instill some efficiency, is what I'm saying. You know, I'm just
there.
trying to figure out what we're
I'm
gonna
by
do.
myself right now, so now that's basically the only thing I can do. My hands are tied.
I will be making some calls tomorrow, okay? As far as a previous employee, to see if he's interested. And if that's the
We would need
case,
to be advertised. I will call him if I need emergency management. He's on my list. Amongst many others. So I know who are available and I know who aren't. Which is my job.
that's actually the job of the council. That was always the job of the council in the past.
And I'll call Jeff Cornu and have him call somebody to come in for emergency management since he is coordinator.
That's correct, but there are no emergencies at this time, so.
I'm by myself. If I need something, I'll just call out the fire department to fill potholes or something. I don't know.
We'll get you an employee soon enough, John, okay?
Fair enough.
Take all the essentials of what's gotta be done, all right? I'm gonna nominate you tonight for the position. I think you're actually a good kid, and I think that you're gonna do a good job what you have done.
I appreciate
You
you
showed
letting me-
me that there's communication between you and I. In the past, there was virtually no communication whatsoever. As a matter of fact, a previous employee was told he's not to communicate with me. That's where the problem started.
Well,
That's where this whole entire war started.
it's water under the bridge. It's
water
water
under
under
the
the
bridge.
bridge.
That's right.
I'm my own person, and I'm trying to do for it.
Second?
I'm gonna make the nomination to appoint Mr. Wagner, Mr. John Wagner Jr. to the position of the Public Works Foreman.
And for the purpose of the record, the resolution number is 46-2018. Ratify the hiring of John Wagner Jr. as a full-time public works foreman. Whereas need exists to fill the position of full-time foreman in the Public Works Department. And whereas John Wagner Jr. has been employed in the Public Works Department since August 2015, and the Personnel Committee has recommended John Wagner Jr. be hired for this position. Now therefore it be resolved by the governing body of the city of Estell Manor that John Wagner Jr. is authorized to be hired as a full-time public works foreman effective April 11, 2018. Be it further resolved that compensation for John Wagner Jr. shall be $20 per hour with $1 per hour increase once certifications are obtained for right to know coordinator and recycling coordinator within a 6-month period, and shall be entitled to medical benefits and paid time off in accordance with the city policy for full-time employees.
But he's waiving those medical benefits.
Yes.
Correct.
I'll sign that as soon as Clark comes back.
Thank you. So there was a nomination. So is there a motion?
There's a motion.
And
And a second.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Barbato.
Yes.
Mr. Buchanan.
Yes.
Ms. Gibbons.
Yes.
Mr. Hughes.
Yes.
Mayor Vinesia.
Yes. Done.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Don't do what I do.
Motion to adjourn?